Hey guys, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. It is Monday, February 11th. Hope you're holding strong in this new asset class that is crypto. We have some very interesting Bitcoin ETF updates here, guys. Now, before I go further, this is not financial or investment advice. Also, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Also the thumbs up button. Now, Ric Edelman, we've talked a bit about him. He's a Wall Street legend, very well known on Wall Street. Well, he was interviewed here by CNBC, and he was asked a question about Bitcoin ETF. Now, he has come out last year, I think it was in Q3, and he said he will be offering crypto trading financial services to folks, and he's certainly bullish on crypto, and he's one of the many, including your Fidelities and your TD Ameritrades and so forth, and Mike Novogratz and so forth, who see the value of this disruptive technology. Now, he was asked a question. I'm going to play the clip for you just so you can hear what he says.
About the Bitcoin ETFs, I know you're a major proponent of Bitcoin. You have this wonderful argument about 1% of your money in Bitcoin, but the fact is there's no Bitcoin ETF. Bitcoin has suffered from the lack of a Bitcoin ETF. Trading is way down. We've got several that are in registration with the SEC, but they've made it very clear what their concerns are. Handicap this. What's the chances of seeing a Bitcoin ETF?
It's virtually certain. The only question is when, and I don't know how soon it'll happen. The SEC has several legitimate, thoughtful concerns that the industry has to overcome, but I'm confident that they will. And eventually we will see a Bitcoin ETF, and it's at that stage that I will be much more comfortable recommending that ordinary investors participate.
And how, again, the SEC's principal concern, there's two of them. Number one is custody. Yes. You have to show us that you have a secure chain of custody, just like the stock market does and everybody else. And number two, overseas trading, where most of the prices are set on platforms that we don't control at all. These are not easy things to overcome.
True, but we've got some serious players. Fidelity has made a major announcement in the custody issue. We've got Kingdom Trust and a number of other very serious players on the custody side. I'm confident that in very short order, Van Eck or Bitwise will satisfy the custody concern of the SEC. Manipulation is another one. I put Bitcoin in the same category as oil and gold. Globally traded assets beyond the control of the SEC, and the SEC is just going to have to shrug and say, that's the way it is.
Very, very important takeaways here, guys. So first, he says it is virtually certain. Now, this is a growing pro-Bitcoin ETF sentiment that we've been seeing, because we even heard it from one of the SEC commissioners, which is Robert J. Jackson Jr. recently in an interview said eventual Bitcoin ETF will happen. And we had the SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce also talking about guidance on crypto tokens if they're securities, and not saying that utility tokens are not securities, and that guidance is coming. So we are seeing a move in the right direction. I know it's slower than we want, but even the Wall Street guys and even the folks from the SEC are saying this is going to happen eventually. Now, like he said, there's no timeline. Now, the other, he addresses the concerns that the SEC has, which is custody. How can you trust the folks who are going to provide ETFs? Especially if it's a physically backed ETF, that they have the custody service. Well, the custody services are being launched in the market, from Backed to ErisX to your Fidelities and so forth. Right, all these folks are introducing their services, and that is a key component for getting the ETF approval. He also addressed the situation of manipulation, because Bitcoin crypto is global, and there's other markets that the SEC does not have control over that could affect the price. But he makes a great point, right? Oil and these gold and so forth are worldwide too, and there's manipulation within those markets to a certain degree. So it's one of those things where the SEC, you can't, same way with you have allowed ETFs for gold and oil and so forth, you can't deny Bitcoin because of that, because it's the same nature, right? The same situation. But I think as these big players roll out their custody services and they start putting pressure on the U.S. government and politicians because of campaign donations, we will see approvals, guys. So the future is bright, and this is we're seeing like a change in the air, a bullish sentiment that is stirring. I'm not saying we're in a bull market. I'm just saying there's a bullish, change in the air, guys, that people are saying positive things. looking forward, and it seems even it's coming from the SEC as well. Now there's 5 commissioners in the whole SEC setup, and we know 2 are bullish, and we have to wait and see where the other 3 stand. Jay Clayton seems to be on the fence a bit, but we'll have to see where he stands officially. But he has spoken at crypto conferences like Consensus Invest and so forth, so that's a good sign. At least he's willing to talk and be present, and take some of the scrutiny in person. So guys, Bitcoin ETF would be big, and like Rick said, he would then tell his clients and folks to go ahead and put some money into this, and he believes in diversifying, saying at least 1% of your portfolio in Bitcoin. Now, we got some other interesting news here, because we have a new Bitcoin ETF that would invest in Bitcoin futures, though only as part of a larger set of new conservative investments. So what it's trying to do is pool Bitcoin with other assets and so forth within the ETF. So it's not purely or 100% Bitcoin focus. It's Bitcoin, it includes Bitcoin, but it's focused on other things as well. So Reality Shares ETF Trust, a branch of Blockforce Capital, which already launched one ETF with blockchain products, filed a Form N1A with the U.S. Securities Exchange Monday in partnership with NYSE Arca, who also have their own ETF submitted, looking to launch Reality Shares Blockforce Global Currency Strategy ETF. If approved, the fund would invest in a portfolio which includes high-quality, short-term sovereign debt instruments listed for trading on the U.S. exchanges and denominated in U.S. dollar and euro, British pounds, sterling, Japanese yen, and Swiss francs, as well as Bitcoin futures, money market mutual funds, and or other equivalent cash, and or other cash equivalents, according to the filing. The fund would invest in cash-settled Bitcoin futures contracts rather than physically settled. In other words, when the contract expires, the investors would receive the cash equivalent of its value rather than actual Bitcoins, according to the filing. The fund will not invest directly in Bitcoin. Now, I don't personally like this. I like the physically backed, because that means actual Bitcoins are being moved, right? Rather than it just being paper like this one. But at least the good part of it here, the silver lining, is this could open the door for getting the ultimate Bitcoin, which is the physically backed approved with this type of setup where it's bundled together with these other assets and things going on here. So like I said, not the most ideal. I think the most ideal will be physically backed, but let's see, maybe this doesn't even get approved. But it's an interesting approach. But like I said, I personally believe in the physically backed, which is what Backed is doing, ErisX, and some of these other major players. So guys, the ETF game is heating up here. And like I said, just a lot of bullish pro-crypto statements here from folks that were not historically bullish. So Mike Novogratz, billionaire Mike Novogratz, said here, and I'm not going to go into too much details because he's given a lot of bullish statements. He's heavily invested in crypto. Simply logical for every big macro fund to hold 1% in Bitcoin, U.S. billionaire investors. So I personally believe in diversifying. That's me. That's my opinion. There are a lot of maximalists and cults out there in this crypto market. I don't know why. A lot of people have a religious following to certain crypto instead of thinking of it from a business and an adoption standpoint and a logical standpoint, like what has the most potential to get adoption and to be used and what's being built around and what are the partnerships. And that's why I hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, and many others, because I look at, what makes sense, what's going to get adoption, what's going to get picked up. Now, some may be more, have more promise or more potential than others. Like, for example, I believe XRP has the biggest potential in the entire market. That's not to say there won't be other winners like Ethereum or Bitcoin, right? So I hope you guys understand that, and I hope you understand my perspective. But I agree. You should have some degree of obviously holdings within Bitcoin. Now, onto some Ripple news, guys. We got some very interesting stuff here. Now, many of you know Earthport has been partnered with Ripple since 2015, and this is obviously on their website. So we see that Visa, this article is from today, Visa outbids Mastercard in the battle over Ripple partner Earthport. So this is interesting. It looks like Visa beat out Mastercard. On Friday, Visa increased its offer for UK-based Earthport, which has been a Ripple partner since 2015. Visa originally bid 30 pence per share on the 27th of December 2018, and on Friday raised its offer to 37 pence after being outbidded by Mastercard on January 25th. Prior to Visa's latest bid, the Earthport stock price indicated the market was expecting an increased offer from Visa. Now, why am I sharing this with you guys? Well, put your business thinking cap on now. An existing Ripple partner, if they were to get bought by Visa or Mastercard, these monster credit card companies with huge volumes and so forth, right away you have a direct connection, right? So potentially opens up a partnership there. They could already be working with each other. We don't know. Not everything is public on Ripple's part. There's NDAs and business deals and so forth. But this is a great sign if you're holding XRP, because once again, the potential of opening up a partnership and XRP being leveraged in some respects. I wouldn't say all, because I'm realistic, I'm factual. Not every company is going to use XRP. We know that. Not every Ripple partner, right? Some are going to use xCurrent and their other products. We have to be realistic about that. Now, very interesting. Shout out to XRP Darren here, who found this presentation from Standard Chartered Bank, where they at the Asian Bankers Conference in 2018. So this is from last year, but some of these documents don't get uploaded, in a timely manner, and sometimes it's uploaded on their site in different places where you have to kind of dig to find it. Well, like I said, shout out to XRP Darren, but there is a respective slide in here, guys, where it highlights RippleNet's payments client value proposition. So essentially saying, hey, here's what's involved in RippleNet. And it says the value proposition includes visibility, transparency, certainty, real-time transactions, efficiency as well. Now, what's interesting, on the right side of this slide, it highlights only 2 items that Swift GPI. Remember, GPI is the new product they scrambled together to compete with Ripple, right? And it says here, achievable via Swift GPI, only visibility and transparency. So this is why the other day when I shared that article of Swift trying to go on the attack on Ripple, trying to say you don't need blockchain or whatever it is, right? Even the article said they don't settle payments real time. It's like, this is a band-aid that they try, or something they tried to put together with some tape and glue to say, hey, look, we have something too, but it does not match up. It does not, is not able to compete, because what Ripple is doing is bringing a superior technology to solve a real-world problem. Swift is just kind of, like I said, putting together something with some band-aid and tape and glue or something, right? It's not solving the actual issue and speeding up the payments to where information is transferred as fast. And once again, I know I'm talking outside of crypto here in the business world and the real world transactions, but you have to think of it from that perspective, right? Because at the end of the day, the crypto market is not going to remain in its silo forever. We have to have real world utility. These things have to translate into our lives, because then we're just bullshitting, speculating all day, right? The idea is these things need to move forward and bring change in the world. And that's what Ripple is doing. That's why I'm so bullish on XRP. And I'm showing this to show that Swift GPI from a bank's perspective. This is not from Ripple. This is from a bank, right? Standard Chartered. They are a Ripple partner, don't get me wrong, but they are clearly highlighting only 2 items are achievable with Swift GPI. Right away, it is a less than up to standard product, right, compared to RippleNet, which is a full suite, full service product, guys. Now, some other interesting news here. SendFriend, which we know is a Ripple xRapid client, and just so I want to show the facts here, even on Ripple's website, SendFriend will leverage the digital asset XRP to source liquidity on demand when sending payments on behalf of their customers. So they're going to be using xRapid. That is confirmed. That is public statement. Well, here, SendFriend next generation remittance company announces $1.7 million in capital from 8 Decimal Capital, Techstars, 2020 Ventures, Barclays, MIT Media Lab. So anytime you see this, right, they're raising money, they're probably looking to expand and build out their services. And obviously that's great for who? Ripple, who obviously they're leveraging their product in XRP, right? This is why I always say, put your business thinking cap on, because it's not just about crypto here. It's crypto in the real world, the business aspect of this. So this is a great sign for the folks here at SendFriend and as well as Ripple. And they also mention XRP here. So this is a press release, by the way. Through a partnership with the blockchain company Ripple, SendFriend leverages xRapid to create seamless money transfer experience. XRP is used as a liquidity vehicle for cross-border payments, enabling SendFriend to circumvent the corresponding banking system and convert USD to XRP to PHP in a matter of seconds. Mic drop. The haters are gonna still come and say no one's using XRP, banker coin, inside coin, and all kinds of conspiracy theories, right? But the facts are in our face, and this is real. This is not speculation. This is the facts. That's what I'm showing you here. It's on Market Watch. This is a press release. You can go look it up yourself. Guys, we got to get away from this maximalist nonsense and this religious pseudo-political, pseudo-religious crap with crypto and focus on utility, focus on real-world application. There's a lot of people who have these ideas. They want to take down banks and do this and whatever. I don't know, man. I'm about making money. I'm about seeing this technology adopted to make our lives better. At the end of the day, if we're just blowing smoke talking about you can make money off of crypto and whatever, yes, that's part of it, but it has to translate to something tangible to make money, guys, to improve the world, right? So we also have some news here. Voyager, remember we talked about them, the cryptocurrency exchange, which will be launching their own app and everything, founded by the folks, I believe one of the guys from E-Trade and also Uber. They are officially a public company in Canada's TSX Venture Exchange. We're excited about this milestone and appreciate the great coverage we have been receiving. I'm working on an interview with these folks, guys, so stay tuned. They're going live later this year. And as we had talked about, through a reverse merger, they were able to go live, public in Canada. So this is big. You can imagine a cryptocurrency exchange service, an app service that is public on a stock exchange. Look where we're headed, guys. The future is bright. Now, also, I want to let you guys know, Mozilla Firefox, if you use Firefox, they're going to add crypto mining blocking to Firefox browser. So this is, of course, an issue where crypto hijacking, right? Crypto mining hijacking through ads and all kinds of stuff is happening. So this is a good feature. I think this is important because it's, you have these people who are trying to do nefarious stuff, make you click on a link, download something that's mining crypto. So this is a good feature. So just so you guys know, if you want to install that. Also, Wednesday, February 13th, in New York City, where I work, I will be at a Cardano meetup, guys, where they're going to be, it's the February meetup with D-Lab, Emergo, and Cardano Foundation. So I'll try to get some videos, some photos, get to ask some questions, see if I can interview some folks, and I'll try to get you that content. But if any of you are in New York or New Jersey and you're thinking about going, would love to meet up, guys. So come say hello. I'll be there. So just want to let you guys know about that. So guys, what do you think about this news? Big updates here. We're seeing SEC, Wall Street, big money. We're seeing a change in the air, a bullish sentiment around these ETFs. So I think it's just a matter of time. We don't actually have a hard date, but patience is the key, as we've always talked about. And if you've held this long, count yourself lucky, because you are on the side of smart money, who not just looking at prices, not getting emotional about prices, but looking at the facts. This new disruptive technology, this new asset class is here to stay. Governments and big money are setting up shop. So guys, we'll love to hear what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the description. Also, if you would love to support the channel, check out my Patreon group. Link in the description as well. Thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you all later.